Israel Hour Radio. She is gorgeous. She's insanely talented. She is the very first winner of Kochav Nolad, Israel's version of American Idol. We've been a huge fan of hers for years. She's a household name in Israel, and she's hoping to achieve the same status here in the USA, doing pretty well. She's about to begin a major tour of the US this summer, and she's also an accomplished television actress. Oh my God, Ninet Tayeb, I am so excited to welcome you to Israel Hour Radio. Thanks for being here.
Hi, thank you so much, Josh. Thank you.
So, Ninet, I've wanted to speak to you for years. So, forgive me if I go back a little bit. First of all, most of us know you very, very well. For those who don't, tell us your story. Tell us your musical journey.
Oh my God,
It's a long
you will
story, I
need
know.
you will need a whole day for my story. But yeah, well, I started when I was 19. When I won the first, as you said, the first Israeli Idol. It's like American Idol. Idol. It was like long time ago, 15 years ago. And I've been through so much ever since. I mean, I started as like overnight I became like the most famous figure in Israel, and for me as a teenager, it was I mean, I knew nothing about nothing, and I was still trying to find my way in music, and I mean my musical taste, my whole being, and wow, I've been through so much. I mean, I don't know how to even explain, but to make the long story short, I started as like a really huge like, I don't know how to call it, if to call it like a pop figure, and I was trying to find my way, and I decided to go and just like search and find my musical taste. And I've always loved, like, rock music. This is what I grew up like with, the music that I grew up on. And I just made a detour, I don't know if to call it a detour, a U-turn, or whatever.
Right.
And I decided to go and listen to my heart, and then ever since, things are like really, I'm just paving my way with my both hands, if I might say.
Well,
um yeah, I mean, it's complicated to explain in like 1 minute. I mean, who's ever interested, just go and search for information. But let's say that I really love and need to do things my way.
Well, so that was actually one of my questions. I mean, and I know a lot of our listeners have wondered about that for years. Back in the early days, you were singing regular Israeli pop music. The first song we heard after Kochav Nolad was Kmo Shir Nogea. It
Oh
was
my God.
wonderful, and that's exactly what we expected from you. But at some point, I don't know exactly when it happened, your sound changed quite a bit. You became harder and edgier, and you just sounded very different from the Ninet that we grew to love on Kochav Nolad. Tell me a little bit more about that progression. What happened, and how did you adapt over the years?
Well, I guess that I decided to listen to my heart, because when you get to this point of like this amount of publicity and fame, if I might say so, and I was like, I was a little child. I mean, I was 19, and I was led by a lot of people that really wanted to make me a successful, I can today, I can dig that. I mean, successful person or musician or whatever. But then I just realized that it's not what I want. I mean, I do want to be successful, but it has to be on my terms, and it has to be the music that I want to sing, because I was very, very successful, but I went to sleep like, at night when I was so sad, and I didn't understand why. I mean, the album sold like platinum in like 24 hours, and everything was like like okay, you know what I mean? Everything was kind of perfect from the outside, but on the inside I was so sad. I was like, I don't want to sing those songs. This is not me. I want to go and search and find my way. And back then I lost almost everything. The audience and the media started to go down, say really really nasty and bad things about me. How do I dare to go and play guitar, electric guitar? What do I do? I'm ruining my life, all kinds of like that. I'm sorry. And then I was just so determined. I was like, okay, but this is what I want to do. I want to write my own music. I want to sing my own songs. I want to play my guitar. I want to learn, and I just want to let myself learn. And the thing is that I went through my how do you say it, my mature years, if I might say it like that, in front of everyone, in front of the whole country. So it was kind of hard, because when we're kids we're still developing. I mean, also when we're adults, but those years are so important in terms of find our own voice. And I did it in front of everyone. And I mean, it's like making the mistakes in front of everyone, and everyone in Israel has something to say. Always, always. It's so Israeli,
Yes.
And I just I've really went through a lot with this matter. And but now, I mean, I think I'm in a good place where I finally I people know exactly when they're coming to my shows. They know exactly what to expect. So I think in that matter, I'm cool. But
All right.
we always have a lot to learn. That's what I believe. That's what I'm wishing, to myself, for the future, to just keep developing and never step on your, always be in some kind of progress.
Now, if you don't mind me going back a few years, about 15, tell me if you can remember, what's it like to hear the winner is Ninet Tayeb on Kochav Nolad?
Well, I was about to faint. I was seriously, I didn't feel my legs. It was a very special moment in my life, of course, and I cherish it. And it's a big part of my life. But yeah, it was a long time ago, and I'm in a different place now.
And I'm just going to ask you one more question about that and tell me, why do you think that so many reality show winners just fade away? They become a huge deal for a few months and just fade away. And what have you done differently to make sure that doesn't happen to you?
I listen to my heart.
All right.
Very, very simple. Very simple. And I worked hard for it. I didn't give up. I think that's the main. When you do something, and when you do it from your heart, and when you listen to your heart, no matter what everyone else is saying in that point, so you are so determined, and you are so devoted to the cause, to the whatever you want to achieve, and I was very very stubborn. I mean, I didn't listen to anyone, only to myself.
And it
I
sounds like things have paid off. That strategy has worked very well for you.
Thank God. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm still working on it, but yeah.
Well, we're
Yes,
always evolving, and that's great.
always evolving. Yeah.
All right, so let's fast forward to today. I'm in love with your new cover of Joni Mitchell's Woodstock. We've played it here on the air. I know you're very excited to perform at the 50th anniversary of Woodstock. We're hearing all kinds of rumors about whether or not the festival will go on or not. Is there anything you can tell us?
Let's just say that I have I'm like, I believe that it's going to happen. And let's just wait for it tomorrow.
Okay,
you
all right.
know? Yeah,
We'll
that's
stay
that's
tuned.
all I can say. Yeah.
Well, let's just assume that everything goes on as planned. What
Yeah.
does an event like Woodstock mean to you?
Well, it's the most amazing thing. I mean, it was before I was born. It was 69, and it was 50 years later. here I am. I'm on this stage, like an Israeli act. For me, it's like, wow, it's like a very, very, very big thing. And it's like kind of like a dream coming true, because it's being on that stage and with the music that I'm playing today, with my band. It's like, wow, okay. But I'm not gonna rest after we're gonna be on the Woodstock stage. I mean, it's like it's only the beginning. Yeah, I'm just like, okay, we're having fun, but let's keep on rocking in a free world. you know yeah, always keep on doing this. But it's a really, really big thing for me, of course, for
And
all of us.
yeah, for sure. We can't wait. For you, you're also performing all over the United States this summer. Some shows by yourself, some with the Zombies. They've been around since the early '60s. How
Yeah.
does a girl from Israel end up touring with the Zombies?
I don't know. I have no idea. This is so weird. I met them like 5 years ago in New York. At some backstage show, and I mean, it just happened. I mean, they saw me and my music and my on YouTube and stuff like that, and apparently they really liked it. And then here we are. We're gonna be their opening act, which is also a big, big thing for me. Yeah, Ninet from Israel. Like, okay, this is happening. I can't believe it. But as I said, I'm not letting anything to just like, yeah, I'm going high, but not in a way that will not make me like land and keep on doing this. Right now, after our conversation, I'm gonna practice my guitar. So just so you know, that it's like it's always like practicing and writing, and it's always this how do I say it, keep it rolling, you know
And I think that's great. You're always working, you're always evolving, and you're acting also. How in the world? I'm embarrassed to say I have not seen When Heroes Fly. I didn't even know you were in it, but now that I know, I'm totally going to watch the show.
You didn't see it?
I didn't see it. I didn't know you were in it. If I had known, I would have turned it on right away. I would love to see you on that show. I just learned from a listener, David, and he told me, and he said, I have to ask you, how do you have time for it all? A successful music career, a tour all over the United States, performing in Israel. How do you have time for your acting as well? And how does that fit into your life?
Well, when you do something you love, you find time for it. And I mean, I don't know if I can call myself an actress, because like the projects that I'm taking, they're very, very specific. I need to feel really committed to the story and to the character. And that's why I took When Heroes Fly, because the story of Yaeli, the character that I'm playing, it just like broke my heart. And I was like, oh my God, I'm Yaeli. I have to do it. I have to like, and I never take like projects that I don't think that I can dive in. So with this one, I'm like, okay, this story is so uh, it's heartbreaking, and it's beautiful, and it's about friendship and courage, and PTSD, soldiers that they're like dealing with such a heartful man subject. And I was like, okay, I have to be part of this one. I mean, I want to tell this story, and this is how I pick the projects that I'm taking part in. And that's why, I mean, I find time for acting, because as long as I feel it in my heart. So as I told you earlier, with music and acting, it's the same thing.
Well, I promise you, before I see you in Brooklyn in August, I'm totally going to watch that show, and I'm
You
very
promise
excited
me,
to see.
really?
I promise you. I love this
I'm
kind of
gonna
stuff, and
count on this.
I
Okay.
will. I hope to see you then, and I will tell you then that I saw it,
I'm
and it
gonna
was
test
wonderful.
you, so careful.
It would be my pleasure. um, you're living now in LA, correct?
Yes, correct.
And you're touring all over America. I know you still go back to Israel to perform. I know you're focusing very hard on growing your career here in the U.S. Is there a future for you in the world of Israeli music still?
Yeah, of course. Israel is my
Okay.
home, I mean, yeah, forever. It's going to be both ways. I mean, here in the U.S. and in Israel. That's why I'm so exhausted sometimes, you know. But yeah. As long as I live, I mean, I'm going to do both.
So Hebrew music is still happening.
Yeah. Not for now, because I need to choose. I need to be very, very focused on what I do, in the present. But yeah, I mean, I'm flying to Israel every like 2 months, so for work and for being engaged with the audience over there. But yeah, it's really important for me. I came from there, so yeah. As
What's it
long as I
like to
have time.
What's it like to perform with a bunch of puppets with Red Band? I know you've done a lot of
Oh, I
stuff with
love
them.
them. They're so great. They're my second band, by the way. They are. I love them so much, really. I think they're gonna come to the U.S. For several of shows. I mean, I hope so. I'm trying to convince them.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm gonna let you know, and you can come as well.
I would love to.
Of course.
Ninet Tayeb is going to be all over the United States from coast to coast. You can find all the information to see her and definitely go see her solo or with the Zombies. She'll be all over the place. All the information is on our website, myisraelimusic.com. Ninet, after this crazy summer of touring and doing all kinds of things, what is next for Ninet Tayeb?
What is next?
Tough question.
Let me think. Yeah, I have so many on my plate right now. Um, yeah, I think just to conquer the world.
Sounds
That's
good to me.
that's the plan, Pinky. Yeah, totally, totally.
Well,
Yeah,
I want to thank you so much for being on our show. We love you. We've always loved you for the past 15 years, and
thank
it
you.
is a thrill to actually talk to you. I've never seen you live in person, but going to see you in Brooklyn in August, and I cannot wait.
Thank you so much, Josh.